Welcome back to Hot Potato Games, episode 9 or 10 or something. We have 3 days left until the new moon on July 14th. We're currently running a session of context clearing where we made some changes. I'm starting to dig some of the stuff that I've been working on. What do I mean, dig it? Context clearing is my means of making a deliverable out of a Claude Code session other than just the Claude Code session. So we see some of those deliverables in the form of the harvest. We have some previous editions. The app was talking to itself. I haven't read this one yet. I'm going to see if I can remember it. Oh, okay. Got a little line art potato t-shirt design idea. I don't love it too much. I think there's something I can work with, though, if I return to this. The learn path couldn't tell anyone where they were. A crash that wasn't ours. Sim Metal Host died, not our code. A chip saying 34 blocks in a word no player uses. A back button that forgets the way in. One legibility pass. Play, solid gold. Learn button. Blocks, topics with a persisted view. Total ledger. Back traces, entry. I think this might be... Okay, so it's not a whole... It's not an entire blog post, which is something that we want to integrate. It's not a big deal now. Let's kick off our brain rot for today. Yesterday I was like, it was a Friday. My buddy's been like, hey, 6 a.m. There's these, it's called F3. You can go, there's probably one in your area. You can go get a 60-minute workout in, a little fellowship action, fitness, fellowship, faith, maybe not in that order. But it changed, like, so on a Saturday morning at 6, that changes what your Friday night is going to be like. If you're like me and you like going out, that means you're coming home early or just staying in, as well as like not participating, not drinking, let's say. So like before I got to this, we had stage 0, 1, and 2 that we worked on yesterday. I might be able to pull up the Claude Code session tied to it, or I don't even think it was Claude Code. I think it was just Claude. I will find that one real quick. But the whole thing that I was working, not that I was working on, why I think it's valuable is I wasn't feeling too good I just wasn't feeling too good, I guess. I had to start moving or something. Oh, and we also started running this locally, which is where some better testing comes in. But at the same time, since we're doing brain rot, we got to go to attract mode. It ran on my local device. We meant to have it run on the iOS 17 simulator. So yeah, I wasn't feeling too great. And I was like, explore the cell. Like, Hot Potato Games as a website is like already not like where it needs to be in terms of like my vision for it. What do I mean by that? That's a strategy I use to try and explain myself. Some people just don't care, so I don't know why I always do it. But yeah, I was just like, are people actually going to want to play this? Is this feasible for Claude Code to do? Is the code spaghetti code? One thing that I think is cool, even though they're building like these like kind of massive files for some of the projects or for some of the games, or even like the mini game, the board game mode, like a file that's over 2,000 or 3,000 lines, I just don't like to deal with. It's they're all scoped to themselves, and they in and of themselves only really occupy like 60 seconds of time that a player is going to be there. So because of that, I'm not too worried about the spaghettification of the code because it's like my playground. It's where I can work on things and like try ideas out. Like one of the games that we had tried out was we're gonna pull up the dashboard. I might have to go home. It should show this. Okay, excellent. It's actually before this was showing an iframe of the actual game. Now it's showing an iframe of just the animation. We didn't need the whole game loading every time. The game that I was like, yeah, I don't know about this game. I'm not going to find it this way. I think it's called Market Trader. All right, how to play. Watch the live price. Sales play. I got to slow that down. That's going way too fast. First off, when reviewing the rules to a game, there is an auto slider going about 4 times as fast as it should be. So, I mean, I can like navigate it myself. I think I should be able to. Do I have to slide it? It's also I mean, we're on web right now, so it's not optimized. But yeah, I wasn't feeling too good about it. Because I'm like, are these games really things that people are going to want to come back to? And I think the answer for a lot of them is no, but it reveals like huge revelations hit me yesterday. So I'm just going to read this one more time. We want to do buying and selling, buy the dips, sell the spikes. Make sure you have some entry when it spikes, set size. You can buy low, sell high, banked P&L for your score. I don't even know. What is P&L? What is P&L? Profit and loss statement. Oh my gosh, we should probably codify that in our standard way of codifying things we don't know. CD, I don't know what I'm doing. Claude. In investing, what is P and L? Also, because of this, we should probably get this one running. It might already be running. Archive DB 473. We'll move this one over here. Go 4747 or 4747. It'll pop up once we're ready. But okay, so let's try this game. And my buddy said that like he likes this game. I think it's because of how kind of crazy it is. So it looks like it's low, it's going high. I'm not really I think I don't have enough to buy right now. So let's like, can we cause a drought? Drought would make it more expensive, right? Abundance would make it less expensive. So that's when we would want to buy, and then we'd have a drought. We sell. But if this is like linked up to other people playing at the same time, I think it's interesting and becomes kind of like funny. Also, these should have prices associated with them. The market game, the different real-time events should be purchasable by the user. Also, the market's current value as well as the change in values caused by the events is that real-time shared across the different users. Also, I'm worried that this isn't launching. What's going on over here? What? It's just taking a while? Okay. So we'll hit play again just because like okay, here's one thing. What I did yesterday that like changed my mood about the game I was working on was I didn't just say, "Hey code, this game sucks, make it better." I actually took a screenshot and then I turned on Fable and I went into Fable is the newest model from Claude and I dropped it into Claude, not Claude Code, but Claude just to talk about it. And I said, "Let's talk about how to restructure this app so not this part of the app, but a certain part of the app so that it doesn't feel so boring, lifeless, and like the last time I played it with someone, we got like 3 rounds in, and then they were like, "I'm over this." One person was like that. I had a close friend who's I think like pretty supportive of the app, or like just he's very supportive. So I think he would have stuck through it even if he got really bored. But all right, so we are dropping Market Trader in. Can you do so? This is what I'm doing here now. I'm saying, can you do an adversarial review on this market trading game? You will want to start by creating a prompt that we can use, that we can send to a Claude code agent that has access to the code. And then after that, I will paste the response in here, and you will output a phased approach to improving this game to make it high stakes and make sure that the game does in fact work in multiplayer so that there is a single market activity on the back end shared by all users in the mini game session. I am not sure if that is true yet, and it is key to making sure the game is fun and engaging. Otherwise, users are just competing against CPUs for the best score when they play against their friends, which is lame. All right, so this looks like it's starting finally, but I think it might have had. I don't know if this is true. I just unplugged my iPhone from my device. Sometimes stuff like that I find helps, but it might also just be like because it was taking long anyway. It was gonna happen. It was gonna work. All right, it's settings. Like I haven't tried all of this with making things difficult. What I had done is we want solo mode for the game we're playing, but we're going into attract mode. I don't know if attract mode is going to work with down the hole yet, so I just want to show you the changes that we made yesterday. So when we go into party mode, we're butter down the hole. I haven't tried this for Into the Void or Through the Aether yet, but we went through a 3-staged approach for improving down the hole. Are you ready? Down the hole. Butter. All right. Welcome to Down the Hole, the descent into the infinitesimal. Win, most potatoes wins. Buy them with diamonds at the destination, and you eat every diamond you walk over. Potatoes eat diamonds. Rounds, everyone rolls and moves. Then a minigame fires. The region you land picks its flavor. Steer towards the game you like. The wheel hands out items, returns every 4 rounds, pays potatoes at the end. Stop it on the prize you want. Timing is real. Butter, welcome to Down the Hole. Everything you need to know is on the board behind me. It was always on the board. Take a moment. The descent into the infinitesimal. Win. Most potatoes wins. Buy them with diamonds. I think that's okay. So when I clicked, it's just going through who's speaking, not this. Russ. So the diamonds are just lying on the path. Nobody guards them. Great. I have so many plans. He's going to eat them all. Butter. That's the spirit. Now, everyone spins the wheel. Everyone leaves something. Everyone leaves holding something. We've always been that. Okay, the whole "we've always been here" trope. We've got to get rid of that. That's getting really Yumatsu. We're just gonna do that real quick. The whole "we've always been here" trope needs to go away. That was a single phrase the character Butter used on the potatoes.com website, and it seems to have corrupted / haunted so many Claude code outputs. I think by virtue of checking in on his voice, maybe there's some emphasis in the file system that he emphasizes that. Log this as a business event that there was a ghost of anxiety haunting him about where they came from. And he's just been possessed by this ghost. He's just been possessed by this ghost saying, like, we've always been here. We not questioning it. When him questioning where they came from actually leads to exciting business outcomes. By claiming we've always been here, it's a cop out for exploration. So, for example, in the intro to Down the Hole, he says it in both his dialogues, I think. I don't want it in either and to ever see it again. Yep. Spin the wheel. This used to say stop, and then when I'd click spin, or when I'd click stop, it would spin as you see here, and then it would stop. Also, it used to say like you won before it stopped. So I changed that to say spin, and then I also had to add a delay. I mean, I say I had to add a delay. I prompted Claude Code to add the delay. That's something it's capable of. We are evaluating capabilities right now. If I ask it to do something and it doesn't do it right, I'm going to assume that capability is not there, because if it takes more than 2 requests, there's more likely a chance that I should just go in there and do it. An example of that is what we're going to see soon. Is there's a zoom on the board that was not correct. It was like either way too zoomed in. Honestly, when it was zoomed out, I never had a problem with it, but it just it didn't look right. So accelerator. Next roll uses 2 dices. Hold it until the moment is right. You'll know the moment. You always know. All right. I gotta fix his voice. I don't hate that, but I feel like you always know. He's too. Butter's voice slash personality is actually supposed to be much briefer. Like Russ's voice is that of the CEO that goes and then either presents a really concise idea or a ramble with tangential ideas that aren't. I gotta wait for permission, so I just gotta give it permission. And then either presents a really concise idea or a ramble with tangential ideas that aren't likely to land with the audience. That's who he is. That's who I am. That's who he is. That's how I am. But Butter, on the other hand, sticks to brevity. He does deal with anxiety behind closed doors, but if he is going to ramble, it is going to be internally about whether or not he is doing the best he can. If he is an imposter, he is a slab of butter in a world of potatoes. What's another thing about butter? Okay, next roll. His voice when rolled for an accelerator says, hold it until the moment is right. You'll know the moment. You always know. The way he'd actually say this is, hold it until the moment is right. You'll know. Cut out the moment, the second instance of the moment, and cut out you always know. Yes, he is supportive and encouraging, but it is done with brevity. He is keen on brevity and delivering messages succinctly. He knows the audience and doesn't want to inundate them with extra words when he doesn't have to. All right, so okay, it just panned over. I think that's because it was on the we just saw it pan over because it is on the simulator and not my phone. I think that's why it was a little janky. I'm going to have to check it on my actual iPhone, but I'm not going to prompt the system to deal with that yet because that's a different I dealt with that problem yesterday and it actually improved on my phone, and the last time I played it, it still was better. So we can move around, we can zoom out. Are they animating? They are slightly animating. Yep, okay. It does look better on the phone, I will say. All right, when all of this comes, I think it starts to take a lot on the CPU. I kind of wish like this corner thing, I don't like how it ties in. It's supposed to be like, I mean, it's round, but yesterday for a little while it was ovular, but it's also not, I guess it's centered with regard to this whole space, but I think it could do better. I think we have this button, we could do a little roll action. So one thing that used to happen is it would be like jerky, it would jump. But now if I hit move, it'll follow him. 1, 2. Butter landed on diamond space, +5 diamonds. Complete turn. Now we play bubbles. Nucleate bubbles. Tap the empty void to nucleate a bubble universe. What the hell does that mean? Let it inflate, then tap to harvest points when it's ripe. Keep bubbles apart. Touching pairs spoils. 0. The sea inflates faster. You can't fill it. Is this one where I can tap to create my own bubbles? I can. So you kind of want to go like this and then make your own. Boop, boop. All right. I kind of feel like there needs to be some more. Oh, I guess if I was on my phone, I would be like tapping more. Oh, they collided. See, okay. So I think this is a game where like there is a strategy to it. Oh, those collided. All right, and I have noticed that it doesn't really matter how big the circle gets as long as they don't collide. So, and since they're randomly being dropped, that kind of adds to the complexity. I think you do want to hit the golds as soon as possible. I think this is good for what it is. I don't know if I like how every game has their own like thing that they're counting. Like this is saying that I'm collecting universes. I don't know. I feel like I'm just popping bubbles. Who's blowing bubbles? No bubble blowing sissies. All right. So gave me a score. A new thing is the ceremony where we compare ourselves to the other people. I don't really like that bar that much. And since we're playing solo, I can't see how it appears with other people's. I do like that. Do you like that game? This should. Oh, it auto. Okay, I don't like that at all. The game automatically moved forward during the ceremony before I could hit continue or thumbs up or thumbs down on the game. That's not acceptable. Spin 10 diamonds straight into your pocket. Spend them at a market or save them or save for the destination. I don't like, yeah, his voice. We gotta fix that. Potatoes live there. I like that. Potatoes live there. Potatoes are how you win the game. Spend them at the market. Potatoes live there. It says, okay. So it's calling it the market. I feel like there should be markets and shack. Save them for the market or for the shack. So we have this notion of the market and the destination. The destination in all cases needs to be the potato shack. That is where you buy the potatoes. The market works. So Butter says 10 diamonds straight into your pocket. Spend them. So this might be an example where it's better to just search it. I'm just going to. So I'm at least for this So Butter says part. So I'm going to go like this. I don't think it's necessary for me to be like, change the text in this way. Spend them at a market. We have, but okay, so we have this notion of destination. All right. But I could say, I could spend them at a market. Is it match? Spend them at a market. Or save for the, yeah, or save for the destination. I hate that. Diamonds straight into your pocket. Spend them at a market or save them for the shack. Potatoes live there. We want to refactor usage of destination into potato shack in all cases, referring to the final destination as the destination is lame and uninspired. The potato shack is the crux of so much of so many of the story, of so many of these stories. So yeah, I like technically all of them are just trying to get to work. I guess that's okay. I guess that's what it is. Down the hole, they're trying to get to work. Into the void, they're trying to get to work. Through the aether, they're trying to get to work. All of these cases, the destination, they all work at the potato shack. So I guess the meme or the theme or the underlying joke here is that all of these characters work at the potato shack. And down the hole, through the void, and into the void, and through the aether are all different ways to that potato shack. So, in essence, the game is about getting to work. and you get a potato for showing up. You can also buy potatoes from the shack with diamonds, but I think just getting there should always reward a potato. All right, continue. Did you hear that? So a lot of white space here, even though it's black. Okay, automatically going. Don't know if I love that. The ghosts from the potato shack are on the loose. They drift everywhere. So okay. After a haunt starts, i.e., the potatoes, after the first mini game, there is an indication that potatoes or that ghosts escaped the potato shack. There's an indication that ghosts escaped the potato. After a haunt starts, after the first mini game, there's an indication that ghosts escaped the potato shack. We need a cutscene that pans the camera over to a ghost where it goes, then pans over to another ghost and where it goes. Also, in the event that the ops, not the ghost ops, but the potato adjacent ops like peeler and masher move, the same thing should happen. If they steal an item or knock a player backwards or do some mischief, they steal an item. I do this a lot, or knock a player backwards or do some mischief. They deserve a cutscene / highlight so the user can see what's going on. Also, they should have a task. Like the ghosts, I think, will just drain diamonds if they will just steal diamonds if they get to you. However, these diamonds can be reclaimed. How do they get reclaimed? By how do they be reclaimed? So we want to maintain the amount that are stolen. The other fellows, on the other hand, it is not the case. The diamonds can be reclaimed by landing exactly on the spot that a given ghost is on. Landing, so moving past them, you get your diamonds cut in half. Same if they move past you. Out of luck, if you pass them one turn, then they pass you. They can move forward and back on the map on any given fork or warp. All right. So I'm just like adding rules here, right? Like we're not confident that all of these are going to be implemented perfectly, but by what is it? Where are we at right now? So we've got that. We were here. So we're taking some advice from Mario Party. Let's close that. We want to play sessions for a little bit before we turn this one off. We've got why Claude can't see my key. Okay, today's hook. Let's see what a previous edition was. Or let's do a learn real quick. Viper, the 3 clouds, 1 honest. Getting concise. Okay, this is probably relevant for me. Getting concise. Compression for people who rant. Concision isn't saying less. It's making every word carry more weight. I like this one. We're going to read this one later. I just want to finish like a round of testing for this so that we can have the brain rot on while I do the reading. That'll make the Opus Clips cut better. We did this recently. I don't love all the characters. Some of them are going to get booted out. I would say some of them are not canonical. Some of their colored versions are also not the way I want them colored in. But like canonical, 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 canonical. All of these initial ones are. All of these ones are good. I do like this one. This is a new one. I didn't have this one for a little while. Uh, you know, I feel like Chip doesn't look enough like a Chip, and we want the chip, like the core Chips fellow, to because this guy is supposed to be like everywhere. Technically, I think he should be the NPCs in this. There should be NPCs that are okay. Yeah, it'll be different chips that work the markets instead. I think right now it's the peeler and masher. Sunny should be playing a role in every game as like this external force. Salt and Pepper we want to throw in. Oh yeah, we've got so many characters we could bring in. Whether you can play them or not, I think is going to be up for question. This is supposed to be an op. Look at that evil smile. I love these two. I made this one little animation once where like the melted butter kisses the nose of the mash, and then it just melts. Doesn't do it justice. Me just yapping about it, but Groton. I don't hate this. I didn't know if I was gonna go forward with a Groton character, but like they're all so goofy. Honestly, this guy's hard to use because he's like chunky, like me. Um, I don't know. I thought maybe like I have like more assets with him, but I don't know. These guys got the black and white treatment, but I think programmatic black and white treatment instead of the hey AI make this black and white. So they don't look like line art, or they don't look like the same style. So like all of these characters are gonna like all the French fries and all these potato chips are all subject to getting like benched. But I think they work for now. Oh, there's 2 sour cream and onions. What? We don't like that. Unacceptable? Or well, yeah, not acceptable. Chunyo, I love this guy actually. He's sticking around. So is Patty. Patty, he was supposed to look more Irish, but quite frankly, I'm happy with him just like being a potato pancake. Also, their roles are not canonical yet. We have Lou, Alu Gobi. You see the little cauliflower. I like her. I think Brooke turned out really well. Kiki, that's Noki. Um, I love her. She's great. Look at this. Look at her smile. I just want her to be like the giggly one. You know, she's like like uh, always has good news. Whereas like Pierogi is always like trying to provide help or something. Like Kiki is always just like trying to keep the spirits up, which is I think an important role. I mean, like it says comic writer, so I think she'll be looking for the funny, and if something's not funny, I want her to be like the first to call it out. So in a way, that could be kind of mean, but she's also trying to make you laugh and be happy and like keep you good. So this is potato adjacent, but they're not metal. So she's actually going to be involved in the hostile takeover, but I think she's going to be more on the potato side because she washes potatoes. We have Antoine, or this is supposed to be the Fontaine potato. He's French. We have Chris, who's the crinkle cut cutter, and then we have Silvio. We're gonna call him something else. Hassel. It's Hasselback. So Silvio. Um, I don't hate him. I think it could be better, but like I want like animated. I think he'll do really well. Where like he can be expressive and like opening up. Maybe that's what maybe that's what he is. He helps Baked Potato open up. Like Baked Potato will be the HR person who actually is really guarded, but like because of like the pressure they feel, yeah, there's all these stories being told. So this is just like in the whole like assigning I don't even know if their job titles are right. And I can tell you for certain that the like queen, king, the suit and the role, those I haven't done like a headcanon pass over. It all exists in my head, and I have AI generate some stuff. But what I like about using AI to generate a lot of this stuff is I know when it's wrong according to headcanon. But unless I see it all laid out for me, it's really hard for me to put the pieces together. So if you want to talk bad about me for using AI to make all this stuff, have at it, because like this is how I'm doing it. Um, I will I'll take the hate. This I've been like putting off because it's tough because I'm supposed to lock in a year's worth of work. That's like my goal. I want to lock in what I thought this year I was going to be able to like turn a profit with this potatoes company, but really I just feel like I've been preparing myself for like an actual full year of getting out there with like a solid core product. Sure, I have a book. I have several books. I have 2 potato books, 7 books total. I have some apps in the App Store. Got all this stuff, and I have a bunch of products on like potatoes.com. Hot Potato Games is lame. Like the games that are on there right now are just not. They're not fun. They're not something I would want to return to. That's, I think, a key to Hot Potato Games. I think potato literature is not bad. Go into potato literature. We actually have my core Odie tree, so the rainbow is not necessarily um, like hasn't been edited, but it is core to like some of the lore that I will be expressing through like these 10. The first 7, I think I guess maybe the first 8. I don't know if 9 and 10 are like officially official. And I don't even know if I like these names that much. The beginning, the first wind, because I really like to tie things to like the number, what page they're on, what the thing means to me. Scary Stories was not quite as much like that. I wanted to do. I did get 22. All right, I thought I had 23 for some reason. I might be missing a story in here, but so we got all these in here, 1 through 22. Yeah, I guess I think there is a story missing. So I think I have 23. I like to stick to the number 22. Also, I have 101 for potatoes, 101 potato haikus. These will get incorporated as we drizzle them throughout the series. This will be like our salt and pepper, where like I like creating systems where I can inject entropy. So it could be like, hey, choose one of our random potato haikus, inject that into the prompt as being core to the story that envelops. So like, I want you, I'm hooked, tattered, battered, or deformed, just not undercooked. So like that in my mind could be a game. All of these could be a game. Famous last words. Incinerate me. I wish to be delicious in the afterlife. Honestly, I think that might be a heuristic I lean into. Scary Stories. All of these could also be games, or they could also just be like persistent characters that. Some of these characters are kind of dark, which is I don't know if I should be like leaning into that or not. Like other plans is kind of dark. The Smile is definitely pretty dark. But I don't know. I think a lot of them are just generally. I think I'm creative. I'm a creative genius. No, I'm not. Like, I literally just have made a decision that it's all potatoes from here on out, and like stuck on one idea about a potato who, by the power invested in him by the sun, becomes a tater tot or hash brown superhero. That's the headcanon. Getting the story right is important. And there's like 3 different origin stories for him. There's even more than that, though. Like, technically there's 22, or 23. 22 of them are self-contained. But those exist separately. I'm just rambling right now. I could probably find them if I wanted to. I don't need to. So, I gotta give permission for it to do stuff. I always mess up by not saying do the stuff. Do the stuff. All right, so we're gonna roll again. Let's see, 5. What just popped up? What is that weird line? Oh, I don't know what that is, but when we move, it'll zoom. 2, 3, 4, 5. Complete turn. Let's play Zimzum. I don't think I can play this one on mobile. Did the board just move? Roll the dice. We'll do accelerator and +2. So that's 9, 11. Whoa. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to press on. 8, 9, 10, 11. Butterfly the accelerator, 2 dice. Butter channeled 2 ATP, adenine triphosphate into the roll. Butter landed on a diamond space, +5 diamonds. Complete turn. All right, so I don't hate this. We skip that one. Back to the board. Butter spin. 10 ATP. Love that. Roll fuel. The ghost. We're going to leave now because that has improved. I'm not sure if phase 3 did what I wanted it to, because like that felt very similar to phase 1, but I did change a lot about like the learning parts of these. Now there's modules. So we have these. I haven't tested this yet. Binary was assembled across 3 centuries. Gottfried Leibniz published a full account of base 2 arithmetic in 1703. All right, it does show this. So Gottfried Leibniz co-invented calculus independently of Newton, and it is his notation, F and dx, that the world still uses. Published a full account of binary arithmetic in 1703, reading the ones and zeros theologically as creation from the void. That's so interesting. I never read that he said that, but I've kind of also come to that conclusion about binary, where, what am I talking about? I'm trying to sound smarter than I am. I'm going to reread all of that so that it clips better. Gottfried Leibniz, 1646 through 1716, mathematician and philosopher, co-invented calculus independently of Newton, and it is his notation, f and dx, that the world still uses. Published a full account of binary arithmetic in 1703, reading the ones and zeros theologically as creation from the void. Built a mechanical calculator, the stepped reckoner that could multiply and divide, centuries before electronics. What? Stepped reckoner? Well, I reckon. That's pretty cool. I don't like this learn more button. We got to fix that. I don't think that's necessary in the current session. So, hey, there is a learn more button when reviewing. What are we reviewing? People that the user can click on to learn more while in the learning app. The button is the button has a background color that looks dull and disabled. Should be green, or should be, I guess it should be green. We don't really have a canonical green yet. Learn more. Let's see if this works. Where does it take us? Good. Excellent. All right. So we've got this. Awesome. It's got tables. It asks questions. Ternary computers, 3 states, -1, 0, and +1, were actually built in the Soviet Union in the 1950s and were arguably more elegant. Why did binary win? Why did binary win? I think because it's probably easier for a transistor to be on or off. Engineering margin. With 2 states, you only need to tell high from low, and a noisy, aging, half-broken component can still do that reliably. Oh. 3 or more states squeeze the voltage bands closer together, so noise flips digits more easily. Binary is the coarsest possible distinction, which makes it the most robust one. The simplest something beat the richer something. Okay, yeah, I mean, maybe this app is too complicated and I can learn from it. All right, so we finished this topic. We have binary nothing, 0, the void, nothing as something, emergence. Looks like we finished that one. I feel like this should indicate completed. Looks like an open circle. The nature of nothing is awesome. We did great here. I don't know if it. I'm gonna have to like. I like this. I'm impressed. AI, you done it again. I like this background. It's been updated. I haven't gone through like most of these. I wonder if it's done this for all of them. Introduction to mesh of all reality. Excellent. I think we want unique images for all of these, but we don't have to go live with that craziness because really we're just building a party game app. It used to be educational. This was the app originally. And so we're doing like a whole revamp where we just try and like explore the breadth that we can go if we take the thing that we're working on to its logical limit. In my mind, the logical limit of exploring the cell is exploring how it integrates with different scales, like how it's mimicked across all those scales. I think that it is. So yeah, that 3 is incrementing, and I don't know if I should change it or not, because every time you play a game, it wants you to write a review of that game. I don't know if that's gonna bug people, but it's a way for me to garner feedback. So we want to do the educational stuff now, so we have to go to settings. We're gonna do attract mode, all games. Started here. Rightio. Okay, so that's playing. We're gonna read some of these. All right, P&L, the running scoreboard of a trade. P&L stands for profit and loss. Let's make this a little more engaging. P&L stands for profit and loss, the running tally of how much money a position or a whole portfolio has made or lost. On a trading dashboard, the P&L column is just shorthand for how is this bet doing? It comes in two flavors that matter a lot. Unrealized P&L, the gain or loss on paper for positions you still hold. Buy a stock at $100. It trades at $120, and you are sitting on plus $20 of unrealized profit. The word unrealized is the warning label. It is not yours yet. If the price falls back down to $105 before you sell, most of that gain evaporates. It is a mark-to-market snapshot, not cash. Realized P and L. The gain or loss locked in because you actually closed the position, sold or covered a short. This is the number that truly hits your account balance, and generally the one that triggers a taxable event. Realizing a gain converts paper profit into real profit. Realizing a loss makes the loss permanent, but can also offset other gains at tax time. Where the term comes from: accounting. A company's P&L statement, aka income statement, reports revenue minus expenses over a period to show whether the business made money. Traders borrow the phrase, so in investing, P&L carries the same meaning: money in versus money out. Applied to a position instead of a company. The one thing to internalize: unrealized profit and loss is a hypothesis about your profit. Realized P&L is the verdict. Plenty of traders watch a big unrealized gain and never sell, then give it all back. The number only becomes real when you close the trade. You bought a stock of $100 and it is now trading at $130, but you have not sold. What kind of P&L is your plus $30, and what does that imply? This is unrealized P&L, and it implies that I don't have to pay taxes on it quite yet. Unrealized P&L. It is a paper gain that can shrink or disappear before you actually sell. It can also get bigger. All right. That's enough learning for today. What else we got? Frederick Knight. Okay. I wanted to read this one because I have trouble communicating, I think. Or people tell me that I do. I think they have that. It's not me that's got the problem. It's everybody else. I think I communicate just fine. No, I bet I would hate someone like me. If someone like me was trying to talk to me about stuff that I care about, I would love that. But if they talk to me about the stuff that I don't care about, which is what I talk about with regard to what they care about, I would be driven up a wall. Getting concise, compression for people who rant. Concision isn't saying less, it's making every word carry more. A field manual for the chronic rambler with a daily drill that actually rewires the habit. Teaches compression versus amputation. One breath test. Filter audit. Rule of 3. Signposting. You don't ramble because you have too much to say. You ramble because you're figuring out what you mean while saying it. The audience gets your rough draft. Concision is the practice of doing that figuring out before the words leave, or in writing, before they stay. It's a trainable skill with different drills, and none of them involve having fewer ideas. Compression, not amputation. The rambler's fear is that cutting words means cutting meaning. Wrong model. Every message is meaning wrapped in packaging. Hedges, windups, restatements, basicallys. And concision removes packaging while preserving payload. Compression, not amputation. Amputation. Dropping the caveat that actually matters, skipping the example that made it land. Compression. So basically what I was thinking, and this might not make sense, but essentially the deploy process is kind of broken in a way. Ugh. I hate that. I probably sound like that to everyone who hears me talking tech. The deploy process breaks when two branches merge the same hour. Could be. 19 words to 11. And the compression 19 words to 11, and the compressed version carries more information, a specific failure condition instead of a vibe. That's the tell that you compressed instead of amputated. The short version is more precise, not just shorter. If shortening made it vaguer, you cut payload, put it back, and cut packaging instead. The compression the one breath test. For spoken delivery, any point you can't state in one comfortable breath, roughly 15 to 20 words, isn't ready to be said yet. It's still a thought, not a point. Ooh. I like the idea, yeah, that a thought is a bubble, but you speak when you have a point. Compress it. Bars. This isn't about talking fast or clipping ideas short. It's a forcing function. To pass the test, you must decide before speaking what the point actually is. The breath is a proxy for that decision having happened. On a live stream, when you feel a rant building, take the literal breath and ask what the one breath version is. If you can't find it, that's the diagnostic. You're about to explore out loud. Exploring out loud is fine if you announce it. Let me think through this live. Oh my goodness. That is going to work wonders for me. When I'm on a call, I just think through things live. What I need to start doing more, and I'm realizing this now, is I should be asking permission to do that first. I should not be, and I mean, like, yeah, I'm definitely like, you got to say things when they matter. But when someone asks me to make a decision, like, sometimes I do have to think about it out loud. I can't just do it off the cuff, because sometimes me thinking out loud, I'm going to say things that matter more to people who need to hear them. But other times people are like busy, or like the meeting doesn't matter that much, or it's probably going to get scrapped anyway. So like, why let me think out loud for 5 minutes? I think I talk fast sometimes, often. I think people think I talk more than I do, and I do talk a lot. But I think sometimes people overestimate how much I like, just relatively, because I will cut myself off. Like, maybe it's because, like, in a way, I just really strongly cut myself off, almost like depersonalize, or what is it? I separate myself when someone tells me that I'm talking too much, because I just don't want to do. I would rather not talk at all and get reprimanded for that than being the yapper. Because if I start yapping and people start tuning out, then everyone's tuning out, and then there's no point in us even trying to connect with each other over a meeting. All right, so exploring out loud is fine if you announce it. Let me think this through live, because a labeled exploration reads as thinking, and an unlabeled one reads as rambling. Same words, different frame. It's all about frame. Say the last sentence first. Ranters build to their point. 5 minutes of scaffolding, then the payoff, by which time half the audience left. Invert it. Whatever sentence you were building toward, say it first, and then support it. So I was trying this new tool, and the docs were weird, and I spent like an hour on config, and there was this whole thing with the auth flow. Anyway, it turned out the tool doesn't support mono repos at all. Inverted. This tool doesn't support mono repos. Deal breaker. Here's how long it took for me to find that out, because this journey is the funny part. Banger. Banger. The inverted version doesn't lose the story, it licenses it. Once the audience knows the destination, the detours become entertainment instead of anxiety. This is the spoken twin of bluff from How to Send a Professional Email. This is the spoken twin of bluff from How to Send a Professional Email. Conclusion first, support after. Practical trick. When you catch yourself mid-windup, silently ask, what's the sentence I'm building to? Then abandon the windup and say that sentence. I have to be one. Sometimes I try and think one step ahead of what other people are thinking. I have to think one step ahead of what I'm thinking so I can get to the point. Let's try that again. I have to get to the point. Doesn't matter if I try and get to other people's points. That's rude. That does feel more cinematic to say it that way. It's a little more declarative, more aware. I like it. I think it still could have used some work, but the filler word audit. You can't cut what you can't hear, and you cannot hear your own filler in real time. It's below conscious perception, which is why it survives. The audit makes it visible. Record 10 minutes of yourself talking naturally, a stream segment, a stand-up, a voice memo, transcribe it, any transcription tool, verbatim mode, not the cleaned up mode. Count your specific fillers. Everyone's set is personal, like basically, actually, sort of, right? Plus the sneaky structural fillers. The thing is, at the end of the day, to be honest, forget about it. Pick your top one, not all of them. One for a week, only for that word. You'll fail to suppress it in real time at first. Doesn't matter. The win is that you start hearing it a beat after it comes out, then during, then before, and at before, it dies. Then take the next word on the list, one at a time. It's the whole method. Trying to kill 5 fillers all at once kills 0. Bonus signals from the transcript. Sentences that never end. Ranters chain clauses with and, so, which for 40 seconds straight. Full stops are free. Use more of them. For written text, cut 20% twice. Editing is where concision is cheapest because nobody sees the drafts. The mechanical version is write the draft without worrying about length. Getting it out is a different job from tightening it. Don't do both at once. Pass one, cut 20% by count. Word counter on. 500 words must become 400. The quota is the point. Cut what's unnecessary produces nothing because it's all necessary to the person who just wrote it. Cut 100 words produces a 100-word cut. 100 cut words. Targets. Throat clearing openers. It's worth noting that double said things, adverbs propping up weak verbs, very important, is actually just critical. Hedges guarding claims you actually believe. Pass 2. Cut 20% again. The first pass took the packaging. The second pass takes structure. The paragraph that repeats another paragraph's job. The example that duplicates a better example. The caveat nobody needed. Pass 2 hurts more and teaches more. 2 passes turns 500 words into 320 that say the same thing harder. After a few weeks of this, your first drafts start arriving tighter because your brain learns which sentences are doomed and stops writing them. Structure so rambling can't start. Live speakers who never seem to ramble aren't suppressing it word by word. They're using structures that don't have anywhere for a ramble to attach. Rule of 3. 3 things about this tool: speed, the config format, and the deal breaker. Announcing the count is a contract with the audience and yourself. When point 2 starts sprawling, the promised point 3 physically pulls you forward. 3 is the number because audiences hold 3. 5 becomes a list that nobody tracks, including you. Signposting. Say where you are in the structure out loud. First. The second thing. And this is the one that bit me. Last one. Then I'll demo it. Signposts feel robotic from the inside and sound organized from the outside. They also give a wandering brain rails to snap back to. Mid-tangent. Okay, that was still point 2. Is a graceful recovery no unstructured speaker gets access to. The pre-roll. Before recording or presenting, write your 3 points as 3 short lines, not a script, a skeleton. Rambling is what happens when structure is being invented at delivery time. A skeleton means it isn't. This is also a focus discipline. One topic, one skeleton, one recording. The same intention principle from the importance of focus. I haven't read those supporting documents. Let's check them out real quick. Well, we're almost done. We'll finish up and then we'll just click on all those things. The daily 5-minute drill. Knowledge doesn't fix delivery, reps do. This drill is 5 minutes and it compounds fast. Pick any topic you'd naturally talk about. Today's bug, a tool opinion, a game mechanic. Record 60 seconds of yourself explaining it. No prep. Phone, voice, memo is fine. Transcribe it, read it. This step stings and the sting is the teacher. Cut the transcript to half the words without losing a point. Compression, not amputation. Everything above applies. 5. Record, re-record from the cut version. Glance at it, don't read it. Roughly 30 seconds now. The second recording will be visibly better than anything you produce unpracticed. And this is the part that matters. The gap between your first take and your edited take shrinks week over week. That shrinking gap is your first draft learning from your edits. A month of daily reps and your unprepped 60 seconds sounds like most people's third take. If you're building in public anyway, the drill doubles as content practice, pairs naturally with building in public tips. Do this now. Record 60 seconds of what you worked on today. Transcribed, count your top filler, cut to 30 seconds, re-record. That's day 1 of the drill. Before your next stream or meeting, write 3 lines, your 3 points. Say the count out loud when you start. Take the last long message you sent and cut it 20% by word count, then do it again. Send that version next time. You have plenty to say. Concision is just refusing to make the audience excavate it. Bangers. Actually, I'm not going to click those links. These are for me. All right. I really liked this. I like this tangent game too. We are going to... we already cleared this context. This is for Hot Potato Games. Let's look at this one. We probably got to do something over here. We do want to kick off that other process. Okay, one flag. Since the theme has no green, I scope green on this button. If green becomes the standard external link, go somewhere, it should graduate as a named token. Make it a named token. We also just want to make sure that we get... I want to make sure we have this. Paste that in there. There's one game at a time. That'll take a while. I have some matters to attend to now, but it's been real. It's been fun, but has it been real fun? Oh shoot! It's 60 minutes. Let's go.